The good about the Reformation. People like John Calvin and Martin Luther, and there were others. But they're teaching that salvation is through Christ, not by the church. At the time, the Holy Roman Empire, the Roman Catholic Church, they're telling people one thing, but these reformers are like, no, here's what the Bible says, through Jesus Christ, not by indulgences or Catholic Mass and things like that. But a lot of these reformers started teaching that the church replaces Israel. And the church was the new Israel. And the church was the Lord's way of ruling and reigning upon the earth. And they taught that there wasn't going to be any second coming. He wasn't going to come back to earth, to Jerusalem, to reign for 1,000 years. But that is taught in the Bible. But I'll get to that another time because I'm doing other videos on the book of Revelation and the seals and the rapture and all that kind of stuff. So instead of believing in what the Bible teaches on the second coming of Christ to the earth, reigning for 1,000 years, they spiritualized it. Yeah, and these reformers like John Calvin and Martin Luther, they weren't just saying we're done with Catholicism, we're going to follow the Bible now. No, they kept a lot of those teachings from Catholicism. And I'm just presenting the information here. If you don't want to believe this, whatever, just go and study. I'm presenting that here's what they retained. Like Luther, infant baptism. He didn't just stop doing that. The Catholics believe when they're doing communion that is the actual flesh and blood of Christ. Well, Luther didn't stop teaching on that. And, it led to, that the church replaces Israel, and just terrible. Like if you start looking in his theology, even about the Jewish people, it's really disturbing. And in my next video, I guess I'll talk about, their teaching on free will. Like, does man have free will to either reject God or, believe in him? Because that's one of the other beliefs that are out there, that man doesn't have free will.